Deep beneath the feet of millions of tourists, a monster is breathing. It doesn't look like a mountain. It doesn't smoke like a chimney. It is a caldera, a massive collapsed depression in the earth, 45 miles wide. And it is arguably the greatest threat to human civilization on Earth. If it wakes up, it won't just destroy a park, it will change the world forever. Welcome to the end of the world as we know it. 640,000 years ago, the ground here exploded with the force of 1,000 Hiroshima bombs, every single second. To understand the scale, look at Mount St. Helens. It was a tragedy. But Yellowstone? Yellowstone is 6,000 times more powerful. For decades, we believed these events were random, but new research suggests there is a pattern, a countdown we are only just starting to hear. In this first chapter, we explore the origins of the monster and why the world's leading geologists are growing concerned. If you're fascinated by the mysteries of our planet, make sure to subscribe. We're going deep into the heart of the abyss. The monster at Yellowstone isn't just sitting there, it's moving. Or rather, we are. The earth beneath our feet is a conveyor belt of destruction. As the North American plate slides southwest, it leaves behind a 400-mile trail of scarred earth known as the Snake River Plain, a graveyard of ancient calderas. But to see what happens when the pressure finally breaks, we must travel across the world, and 74,000 years back in time, to Sumatra. The Toba eruption was the largest in 2 million years. It didn't just darken the sky, it threatened to extinguish the light of the human race forever. Scientists theorize that Toba triggered a volcanic winter so severe, our global population plummeted to just a few thousand survivors. We were on the brink. Yet, in the ash layers of India, we found a miracle. Stone tools, identical both before and after the blast. Proof that humanity didn't just survive. We persisted. The disaster may have been our greatest catalyst. In the face of extinction, we didn't just hide, we innovated, developing new technologies to conquer a dying world. But as we look at the ruins of the past, a chilling question remains. The planet is restless once more. Are we prepared for the next one? For years we only saw the tip of the iceberg. But in 2015, a seismic CT scan of the Earth revealed the monster's true size. Not one, but two massive magma reservoirs. The deep reservoir alone is so vast it could fill the Grand Canyon more than 11 times over. It is a sea of molten rock, waiting for the pressure to reach a breaking point. But you don't need a super eruption for disaster to strike. Yellowstone's most frequent threat isn't magma, it's steam. Hydrothermal explosions happen when superheated water flashes into steam, blasting rock and mud into the sky with the force of a bomb. In 2024, visitors at Biscuit Basin ran for their lives as the earth beneath their boardwalk literally exploded, sending boulders weighing hundreds of pounds into the air. The greatest of these was Mary Bay, a 1.5-mile wide crater excavated entirely by steam. It is a reminder that the ground here is a minefield. In 2026, the earth is breathing once more. The Norris area is rising, pulsed by the movement of pressurized fluids deep underground. As the pressure builds, we are left to wonder. Is this just the natural rhythm of a restless giant? Or is the monster finally starting to wake up? It doesn't happen all at once. First, the ash falls, burying a continent. Then, a silent killer spreads across the globe. A veil of sulfuric acid, reflecting the sun's light back into space. Global temperatures plummet not by 1 degree, but by 10. Welcome to the volcanic winter. The world's breadbaskets, America, Europe, China, are flash frozen. The crops fail. The harvest never comes. Civilization runs on a 90-day clock, the amount of food in global reserve. When the countdown hits 0, the rules of society break. Air travel ceases. The abrasive ash sandblasts jet engines from the sky. Power grids short-circuit, plunging the world into darkness. As famine spreads, nations build walls. Borders close. The desperate flee south, only to be met by force. The fight for the last scraps of a dying world begins. Could it have been prevented? In 2017, NASA proposed a daring plan to cool the beast from the inside out. A $3.5 billion gamble to save the world. But the risk was as colossal as the reward. One mistake, one miscalculation, and the very act of saving ourselves could have triggered the end. Long before it was a national park, this was the land of the burning ground. For over 11,000 years, indigenous tribes have lived in the shadow of the giant. They didn't just fear the volcano, they harnessed it. Yellowstone was home to the continent's greatest supply of obsidian, volcanic glass 10 times sharper than a razor. To see our future, we must look to 1815. When Mount Tambora erupted, it triggered the year without a summer. Snow fell in July. Famine gripped the world. The ash in the sky inspired the vivid sunsets of Turner's paintings and the gothic darkness of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Disasters have a way of haunting human culture. Today, we are no longer helpless. At the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, a global network of sensors listens to every thrum, every tremor, and every breath of the monster. We know the ground is breathing. Since the early 20th century, the caldera floor has risen by a full meter. We are watching a giant wake up in slow motion. But monitoring is one thing, evacuation is another. Moving millions of people across the western United States through a blizzard of ash is a logistical nightmare with no easy answer. We live in a delicate balance between awe and terror. The monster gives us the beauty of the park, but it also holds our ultimate fate in its hands. Are we ready for the end?